that ends near the California shores. Home track heroes take on big league talent. OGs return while fresh meat joins the fold. In a competition where fortune only rewards the bold. So who's willing to knock off a few doors? It's about who wants it more. In 2024.
Sean Bounty, a third-time winner. Ryan Truex gets it done.
Clapper goes 3-1 and passes several cars. Foley comes out of the final corner to win.
Jordan Durasic will win this race.
Here they come across the line. Your race winner is gonna be Matt Cherry.
See, in the end, nobody really cares where you got your start. The only thing that matters is where you finish.
He looks to go around the outside, ducks to the inside. It's going to be a 3-wide finish here at Daytona as they cross the line. Robert Walton wins at Daytona.
And we welcome you to America's capital for racing here in Speedway, Indiana at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway for round number 20 of the Thunderclap iRacing series, and also importantly enough, round 1 of the Cloudy 12. Once again from Indianapolis Motor Speedway, my name is Nick Stein, joined alongside Sheldon Adkins, and a new face in the production booth that we're not used to seeing. Taylor Burris is on the controls in that production truck here tonight, so we welcome him in here for the first time in a while, but it is so good to be here. Xfinity Series at Indianapolis. Sheldon, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing all right, man. How you holding up?
Living.
Excited to be here. Love this track. Rich history, and very complicated too. It's very much a driver's track. You could possibly have that with a 2-mile track. That's what you got here.
Yeah, definitely a driver's track here. A ton of nicknames for this place. The racing capital of the world, mainly known for the Yard of Bricks as well. And this place is so storied. Such a storied history here, especially with the IndyCar series. But we're racing NASCAR here. Granted, they've only been racing here for, I think, 30 years on the dot exactly here. But still going to be a really, really good race. Of course, we are on the oval. We are on the oval here tonight. We are not on the road course, which they changed here within the last year or so. I guess that's a good thing that we're not on the road course, a.k.a. one of the most boring road courses in NASCAR. Tell me I'm wrong. I dare you.
Look, I'm glad to be back on the road course. You know, coming here and running the road course is like, you know, going to Daytona and running the, you know, dirt track across the street, so to speak. You know. You're technically in the same zip code, but it doesn't mean anywhere near as much as it does to actually come here to the Brickyard and get the job done.
I got an analogy for you. It's like going to Daytona just to go to Volusia.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, man, just got a nasty little comment. Just got a little nasty comment for Robert, so that was pretty funny. But, hey, I'm sitting here saying that Volusia is a good dirt track. It's one of my favorite dirt tracks to race here on the service. But we're getting off topic here. We're once again in Indianapolis. Ooh, English is tough for me, allegedly. But we're working our way through qualifying right now, just waiting for some more people to set their lap times here. We'll get a good look at the Google Maps view here, or well, Google Earth view, I should say, of Indianapolis Motor Speedway. As you zoom in on Speedway, Indiana, I'll let you take this over here, Sheldon.
Yes, this track right here, very, very easy to get around, theoretically speaking. So difficult to be fast at. You got these 90-degree quick radius box corners that lead you down to the short chute. Any mistake that you make coming into the first one of these 90-degree corners will completely screw you up for the exit of the next set of corners. Just fast, loose, slick. You're on the edge of it the entire time. Only one lane. You gotta get right down by that rumble strip, right down by that paint to get it done. But by the time you get down there, the back end wants to come out on you. So you've really got to be careful, and it's very easy to mess yourself up around here.
Yeah, very easy is the exact way I would put it as well. I mean, it's tough enough to drive this place in IndyCar, but you take a 3,400-pound stock car here, and good luck. I mean, you're doing in excess of 195 and something that really shouldn't be going that fast at a place like this, let's be honest. And it is very, very tricky here as we're still working our way through qualifying. We'll go ahead and get into our broadcast picks. I'm going to go ahead and take the 6 car of Jordan Durasic. I feel like he's going to have himself a pretty good race here tonight. And what do you got, Sheldon?
I'm going to go with a little bit of an underdog pick tonight. I'm going to go with Lachinski. If there's one thing I know about Indy is you always go for the guy that has a vowel at the end of his name. But the other news, I always go for the low-hanging fruit. Sometimes you walk away without anything. So I'm going to make a dark one on this one.
And Taylor Burris taking the 79 of Anthony Burleson. And I'm actually going to make an edit to my pick. I'm going to pick Justin White. He said he's going to bend the rules just enough to win here tonight and kiss the bricks. So those are his words. Don't shoot me, please. Those are his words. So, but Justin White, he is going to win this race here tonight. Book it down.
This is the first time that we see a 17-car black flag.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean,
well,
we'll go and get.
I'm a goober and forgot to bring my notes to the table. I'm just gonna, spit this off the cuff here. So my keys to the race today. The most important thing: prioritize your corner exit. Don't worry about charging your corner entry. Don't worry about being fast coming into the corner. The most important thing is going to be getting that run off, especially coming out of turns 2 and 4. You make a mistake coming into either one of those corners or coming out of them, and you've got a long straightaway to sit there and think about what the heck you just did. See, second of all, tire management going to be pretty huge here. This place loves to scorch that right front off, and it's not fun coming into a 90-degree corner with no front steer. I can tell you that through first-hand experience. And then third of all, man, just be aggressive on the restarts. You know, it's hard to get by people. It's really difficult to get track position out here straight up once you get on tires. So what you're going to want to do is fan out, try to get the dive, try to get the launch into the corner. Goes against what I said with prioritizing your exit, but it'll pay off in the end if you can just get it to work right.
Yeah, and I'll add one thing onto there as someone who has more laps than I can count at a place like this. But one thing I can add is if you're worrying about that right front, you need to worry about that right rear as well. I mean, we were watching practice and qualifying before we went live, and a lot of these guys were wrecking loose off the corners, especially off of 2 and 4. So I feel like these guys are going to need to watch their right rears as well as their right fronts getting into the corners. But this place is just known for eating the tires, especially with how hot it is too. I mean, it's an 87-degree air temp with almost no cloud cover, and that track is baking, sitting at 127 degrees right now. So, yeah, these guys are going to be struggling. These guys are going to be just on the struggle bus when it comes to just, keeping the tires on and keeping their cars straight as well. So, it'll be a fun one to watch. So, we'll just have to, watch for how things can go here, if that makes sense.
Yeah, and, as I said, it's a difficult track, but that makes victory here at this place so much sweeter than just about anywhere else because of how much you have to control and how well you have to manage your race to get it done here. Only the best can win here at Indy.
Yeah, and that's why it's one of the crown jewels of NASCAR. If you don't, if you don't have the right strategy to get going here, it makes it so much harder to be there at the end. And what's that old saying? If to finish first, you must first finish, or something like that. And if you don't manage your race correctly, you'll end up in the inside wall more than likely.
Yeah, I've got a handful of A-opens here, man. I tell you what, I had to fight and claw for each one of them.
Oh yeah, and I was considering doing the NIS last week, the full length NIS. I just didn't have the time to do it, unfortunately. But I watched the majority of our coverage of that second split race, and I can sit here and say I'm glad I didn't do that because that just did not look fun at all.
No, that's just the next gen car too. It takes a lot of the fun out of these things.
Don't even get me started.
I miss when we used to roll around here with about 750 horsepower at the minimal. I wasn't privy to the prior package on iRacing because that was before I got on here. But with absolutely no downforce, it was so much fun.
Oh, dude, sometimes I go in with the 2009 Cup car we have here on iRacing,
yes,
with the 950. Oh my God, you go here to Indianapolis.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness.
That was in a
that
league
is
where we ran COTs, and the three most fun tracks on that entire schedule that year was Indy, Charlotte, and
Dude,
Atlanta. And,
Charlotte.
this was when we didn't have dynamic multi-groove racing, but the COT, I was running the wall at Charlotte, and our leader.
Dude, imagine that car with the track updates we have now.
Oh my God, man! Somebody needs to get on that. Somebody needs to put that together.
Dude,
I would race that every day.
I need to get together with my buddies. We've been wanting to start a league recently, and I mean, I may bring this up. Like, hey, let's do COT with the dynamic track we got now. Oh my God, that would be so popular. Oh, and yeah, we a little note from our producer that we got brand new Gen 4s coming out in season 4 of 2023, which is season 4 2024. Yep, brain fart.
Oh,
It's 2024,
get
guys.
DeLorean recently?
No, I'm just very, very much brain dead here.
Come on, get it together, McFly.
Unfortunately, I have not had it together in 6 years. So
It's okay. It's been a rough life for all of us.
yeah.
Yeah, the Gen 4 is gonna be awesome. I can't wait. Have they confirmed if they're gonna give us a super speedway and short track packages for that, or?
I want to say they announced that in one of the dev blogs that they posted that it was going to have the separate packages. So that makes me hopeful that we'll have the you remember the X pipes for the super speedways?
Yes, I do.
Oh please, I would spend so much money on that.
That's a quarter of the reason why I follow Stapleton's channel on YouTube. His deep dive into the X pipe over at McClure's shop was such a well put together video. Everything that guy has is great, though.
Oh, you know what I love? I love going on YouTube at like 2 a.m. and just listening to the you know those videos they have on YouTube of just like pure sound, no commentary, just no music whatsoever. Those are the most relaxing things I've ever listened to. Like I am so weird when it comes to that, but we have officially finished warm up here from Indianapolis Motor Speedway. They have officially finished the driver's briefing, so we have flipped over into the race. 100 laps here tonight in the Xfinity cars on a very much scorching track, which will be very tough for these guys. But now that we are officially in the race and getting these guys gridded up, we'll go and take you through our starting grid here tonight. And surprise, surprise, Jordan Jurassic on pole. I mean, who bets against this man? I'd like to meet you and personally slap you, because why would you bet against Jordan Jurassic to not get the pole? But oh well, so I guess I'm driving over. Anyway, we'll get back into our starting grid. Noah Rainwater to his outside in that second spot. Matt Garrett in the 19 was fastest in practice, but was not able to put the lap together in qualifying. Starts third position. Steven Lachinsky, Sheldon's pick here, starting in that 4th spot. Tristan Bruce in 5th. Kyle Bartles in 6th spot. Matt Cherry 7th. Andrew Olazewski in 8th. With Chase Leahy 9th. And Gregory Shepsis rounds out your top 10.
In 11th place, we're going to have Matt Holmes with Todd Lee starting in 12th. 13th place is going Matthew Montgomery with Brandon Schumann starting in 14th on his outside. 15th is going to be Justin Clapper, followed by Anthony Burleson in 16th. 17th is going to be Robert Walton with Joshua Corner on his outside in 18th. 19th is going to be Damian Neeson with Tyler Truex in 20th. And 21st is going to be Nicholas Tomlinson.
Only the 21 cars on the grid here tonight. Still a pretty decent field for Xfinity in Indianapolis, which could be argued to be one of the more boring combos on the iRacing surface, but you didn't hear me say that. But
so that's not too bad of a participation.
oh no, it's actually pretty good participation, which means we'll actually have some racing here tonight. I mean, granted, from what you said about the B-Open coverage, this is going to be very interesting to see how these guys deal with the tire wear. I mean, from what I heard, it wasn't this hot at all in the officials, so this will...
It was like we were running this thing in Alaska all week last week, so seeing these guys actually come out here and have to manage these tires on a real track condition, it's going to be pretty fun to watch.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see who has what it takes to not only, like you said, conserve the tires, but we know that Indianapolis, road course or oval, brings the chaos. No matter what series is here, chaos ensues for whatever reason. I don't know what it is, but people just like freak out when they see how much space they have and then proceed to die. But I mean, either way, these guys still have a lot they have to deal with, from your keys with the tire saving, with the, you know, keeping the momentum up, keeping the speed up, doing everything they can just to, you know, keep the tires on with how hot it is. I mean, that's going to be something we're going to be saying all day, is just watch the heat. I mean, 87 degrees, it may be cool for some places, but that track temp is scorching, as we've said a couple of times here tonight. So these guys get to deal with that. Over 100 laps here tonight. Jordan Durasic is your control car as Pace Truck slowly works its way off of the track, and it is in the hands of Jordan Durasic now as they make the slow crawl towards the Geico restart zone. Green flag out in the air here at Indianapolis for the first time, and you're already starting to see the wheel spin as someone's already in the wall further back in the field. I believe that may be Brandon Schumann as they head down into turn number 1. Noah Rainwater is to the outside of Jordan Durasic. How hard is he willing to push it on the outside line here? Looks like pretty hard, as he's already got a nose over Jordan Durasic.
Rainwater on the outside, fighting it as hard as he can to try and get some kind of advantage on Durasic. He's going to get it coming out of turn 2. Launch out of the corner, not being on the bottom, didn't bog him down too much. Got a really good race, a really good initial start there too. Wheel spin and all, he's still able to pull coming into turn 1.
Yeah, we may not see as much tire conservation for these guys, as they do have a bit of a shorter first stage. I mean, I say shorter, it's 25 laps, which is still a pretty good chunk of time to run at a 2.5 mile rectangle oval as we got here at Indianapolis. So we may see a little bit more aggression to start, but you've seen throughout the majority of the field single file as far as the eye can see for the moment. And now you're already starting to see something that is going to be a big part of this race, bump drafting down the straightaways. You are going to see that a lot, and when I say a lot, I mean a lot, as it's a very, very good way to make up a lot of time at a place like this.
Yeah, especially helpful when the tires are fresh. Once the tires start to fade a little bit, people are going to end up getting separated. It's just the way it is for these cars with such a small wake that they generate. So we see already, we got people fanning down to the bottom. Oh, Durasic going to look down to the inside here.
There was a little bit of contact. Yeah, he's going to make the move. There was a little bit of contact between these two. As you're already starting to see these guys getting loose with how quickly these tires wear and how much you have to baby the Xfinity car. I'm surprised to see him fighting so aggressively, as now Jordan Durasic trying to break the draft here. This is where we get the term Indy Snake from, because you're going to see this in pretty much any series that runs here. Everyone trying to break that draft just because of how powerful the draft is.
Right now you see Rainwater trying to set up a run through the chute here. Looking to the outside, going to be looking clean air with the front splitter. Not really able to make a whole lot of work there. Won't go to do that without the car, but it's a little shot here in the Xfinity car as well. As Durasic goes back down to the bottom to try and cover the draft.
Yeah, Durasic trying to break the draft once again. Doesn't look like Rainwater or Bruce have the run to make any moves right now. Well, it looks like for the moment, Durasic has pretty good control of this race. It does not look like anyone within at least the top 5 or 6 really has the pace or the want to try to get that, because we've already said it multiple times. Oh, car really loose off of turn number 4 there. Maybe? No, that wasn't. Chase Leahy. Damian Neeson is who it was. My apologies there.
Yeah, this is one of the easiest things to do here. Aside from the start, when he's coming out, and wheel inputs on the vegetable, but be facing that inside pit wall really quick. This place catches up on you awful fast compared to a lot of the tracks you come to here.
Oh yeah, if you run it just the wrong way here, I mean, there's a with how difficult each of these corners are. I mean, you can't just look at it as one straight corner here at Indianapolis. You got to look at it as 4 separate corners. So not only is that another curveball these guys got to deal with, but I mean, there's just so much you have to deal with the light banking, the low banking, with how slippery this track is. You got to remember, this is a brand new surface that these guys are racing on. This surface is only about a year and a half old. I believe they repaved it in either 2021 or 2022. So a new surface mixed with high temperatures is a very slippery.
You've also forgot the fact there's absolutely no banking. There's nothing about this track that wants a Cup car or an Xfinity car anywhere near it.
Oh, yeah. I mean, there's also... Yeah, and then doing 190 into the corners, and it's just... This track's scary. I mean, no matter what you drive it in, this track is scary. I mean, we're saying that as it's a simulator. I can't imagine this thing in real life. I mean, you're sitting in a 3,400-pound brick doing 190 miles an hour into a corner that you really shouldn't be doing 190 miles an hour. Yeah.
These 90-degree corners, so you lose a wheel, ain't fun.
Let's be honest, when was cussing at us big brick?
It's more so just sarcasm with him.
Also true.
No.
But we got a battle for 5th here, 6 laps into this race. Anthony Burleson to the inside of the 99 is Steve Machinsky. That is not Anthony Burleson, that is actually Matt Cherry. Disregard me. I apparently have gone blind in the last 6 seconds. What's funny is I literally upped my glasses prescription.
Oh, big slide in the back of the
man.
pack. Just
Matt
about
Holmes.
lifted the road.
Matt Holmes almost pulled a, who was it, Brian Vickers in the 55? That impaled the pit wall with his car, or impaled his car with the pit wall back in Michigan.
It's the aerial font on that car.
It is.
Aerial font on it, you lose all your handling. Everybody knows that.
Yeah, that is totally true. No need to look that up. That is a 100% fact. No science. I mean, it is.
Downforce reduction.
Yeah. As we're still watching Matt Holmes here, working his way is now Jordan Durasic. I mean, we've been sitting here talking. Jordan Durasic slowly pulling about a second over Noah Rainwater, who's been relatively close with Tristan Bruce as well, as looking back to the field. Mostly everyone single filed out, not really able to do much in terms of making moves or getting any sort of momentum going here.
And right now, too, a big part of Rainwater's problem is you see him getting loose coming out of the corners. You see him get that big slide going. The more you skid those tires, the worse off you're going to be. Is paramount to keep that thing straight coming off the corners here at Indy. From what I was hearing Monday night from the guys that we covered in the regular normal stops, everybody's saying, as soon as I skid the tires one time, I know I'm done for the rest of the run until I get some new tires on it.
Yeah, with the Xfinity car, with how loose this thing drives, with how the Xfinity car drives, I just don't see the ability to not slide the tires at all. I mean, because you really have to let this car do the work, and I mean, at a track like this, it's almost impossible to let it do the work because the corners are so quick.
Yeah, you just got to be really precise with your throttle inputs and your wheel inputs coming off, and kind of just let it do what it wants to do. It's a quick corner, yeah, but you can still, pull the wheel out of it, let it fan up to the ball naturally.
Oh, man!
Third, Tristan Bruce.
Tristan Bruce getting dead sideways off of 2 there. Car on the wall right behind him. Oh, things are starting to kick off here. It's Tristan Bruce now having to defend from Matt Garrett in the 19. And all of this battling is just continuing to let Jordan Durasic pull away.
Yeah, right now, too, they just cannot seem to find their way by Rainwater, too, and I can't help it to assume that Rainwater's kind of holding this pack up just a little bit.
I mean, Rainwater, he is stubborn. He is going to make these guys work to get around him.
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly what he's supposed to do, too, at the same time, though. These guys aren't sitting here scoring points for you. You got to do it yourself.
10 laps into this race, still Jordan Durasic, your leader by about just under 2 seconds, I should say. And it's Noah Rainwater, that second spot. Tristan Bruce rounds out your top 3. Matt Garrett and Matt Cherry, who always seem to find themselves right next to each other, are in 4th and 5th. Well, now Kyle Bartels just moved himself up into the 5th spot. I feel like the 2 Matts always seem to find themselves right next to each other at least 2 or 3 times in a race.
Yeah, Bartle's looking really good right now. He's got that Yahoo machine.
Oh!
Really dialed in.
Todd Lee just... I saw the numbers on Todd Lee's car coming off of turn number 4. That's how loose that 46 car is right now. And there's another guy behind him. I believe Matt Holmes got loose again as well off of turn number 4. So it looks like turn number 4 is being the problem child for these guys to this point.
Yeah, 4's a lot slicker feeling than 2. And turn 1, it's weird, right? Because like you look at it on paper, every corner on this track looks exactly the same. They are absolutely not. Turn 1,
Oh,
feels
no.
like you can never get into the corner right because it feels so snug and tight. Coming out of turn 2, everything feels pretty good. Going to turn 3, you know, a little loose on entry. Pretty stable. Then you come into 4 and you just can't seem to get the power down any sort of way without dying.
Yeah, and, you know, I'm going to bring another IndyCar eulogy into this because, I mean, this is the main track. This is like their crown jewel in the Indianapolis 500. It's the same way. I mean, you go on a qualifying run. Granted, you're doing 60 miles an hour faster going into turn 1 than these guys are doing right now, but you're going into turn 1 at 235, 36 miles an hour, depending on your setup, and it's almost the exact same way. It feels like you can't get into the corner at all as though Rainwater gets loose a little bit. And that's why the weight jacker with the IndyCar is such a nice thing to have, is because you can adjust that corner by corner at Indianapolis, and sometimes you're changing that 4 or 5 times a lap.
Take it all out, make them have to work for it.
Good old NASCAR.
That's my stubbornness. I mean, I like watching things that are harder. I mean, I'm not saying that any cars are easy.
Oh, no. Dude. Cool.
I mean, we can't, you know, light up. Dyson right here, we can hit the 27.
Oh, it's Uzi and Shepsis. Battle for P10. Oh, Lazuski looked like he had a little bit of a momentum there on the 27 of Shepsis, but seems to have lost whatever kind of mojo he had over the last few minutes right in front of him, Matthew Montgomery in the 9.
I'll tell you one thing, that 8 machine, oh man, 27 just about ordered a tuna sub right there in front of the 8.
You know, you were telling me about working the word tuna into the broadcast. I did not expect it right there.
I didn't expect to see a Subway car. I'm happy they took the heat off me there.
Oh my goodness. So in case you're wondering, I'm assuming it was one of your friends, right?
Yeah,
Challenged you to use?
Yeah, everybody Brandon gets me these things every week. You saw how Harvick does it, and he was like, hey, you need to work words. That's what we've been doing.
Okay, well, you're going to have to warn me so I actually know what to look out for.
Most of them have been undetected.
Most of them have. I mean, I didn't even know you were doing this thing until 37 seconds ago, so...
I said crack like the Liberty Bell at Chicago a few weeks ago. Nobody picked up on it. I was like, come on, that one was easy.
No idea you were doing that. And we have a little bit of a poll going on in our YouTube chat. If you're sitting in the YouTube chat watching, we got a little race winner poll going. Your choices are Jurassic, Rainwater, Lachinsky, or someone else. Currently 4 votes in that poll. That'll end at the end of stage 2 as Rainwater does get really loose off the corner. That allows Matt Garrett to get to his outside, but Rainwater does get back up in front of the 19 of Garrett.
Huge block out of Rainwater coming into turn 1 in front of Garrett. I wouldn't be doing that this early in this race, but I mean, man, these points are so important too. Rainwater going to try and fight up here on the top as Garrett dives down to the bottom in turn 2. Can't quite pop power down. Go across him.
Rainwater is struggling right now. That car is evil in terms of handling.
Yeah, that's the thing. You get loose that one time, and for the rest of the run, it's over. You're just fighting it, sawing on the wheel, front flies in the cockpit, trying to keep the thing under you.
Oh!
You got to sit back, close my nudge, they're loose, the nose right behind him.
And behind them, Kyle Bartles gets a little bit loose. Things really starting to spread out. I had a car on the wall further back, and that may have been, I believe that may have been Gregory Shepsis who tapped the wall off the corner there. But this battle for P2 is heating up in the best way possible. And I'll tell you what else is heating up. We're starting to inch closer to the highest track temperature I've ever seen.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, this was the thing. It's at 134 degrees right now.
Sweet jeez.
Okay, here's the funny thing. This series set the record for the highest I had ever seen earlier this year at Atlanta. They had hit 139 in the middle of stage 2, and we're creeping up pretty quickly towards that. So, want to cook some steaks? I mean, it's about
man,
the
sounds good to me.
steak.
What are you looking for?
Give me a New York strip. Give me a good
New York strip's all right. Yeah, it's all right. It's my favorite cut of steak. And
Oh, dude, if I could afford it, give me a Wagyu A5. Oh my god.
I watched him cut that stuff raw, and I'm just like, man, I could munch that right now. No need to cook.
Oh, dude, I watched that stuff on YouTube. Oh my goodness.
Now I'm hungry.
I am too. I was getting ready to say the same thing. I am hungry.
Just getting a little loose coming out of turn 2 there. Everybody's fighting it right now, trying to get as much as they possibly can out of these cars. Drawing closer to the stage end here. Everybody's getting kind of desperate. Nobody's been able to get by rainwater yet. Everybody's trying to figure out just kind of how they can make the move on the guy in front of them.
Yeah, this is kind of what we saw. This is what we saw at Atlanta earlier this year. It was a very similar kind of tale. Noah Rainwater got up into the second spot, and there was like 4 or 5 cars that were just struggling to pass him, and they weren't able to get around him throughout the majority of stage 1 and stage 2 until he finally got loose and almost looped it off of turn number 4 at one point in that race. And it looks like we're setting up for a very similar race, because you got to remember, back at that Atlanta race here for the Thunderclap series, they ran the old Atlanta. They did not run the... Yeah, it was Thunderclap that set that record. I was having to remember. Oh, man, Matt Garrett. Wow.
We've seen a lot of car control here, and a lot of people on this surface would not be able to do what these guys are doing right now. Running green for, we're up to 19 laps green, knock on wood, not trying to jinx it, on a 134-degree track town. Most people on this surface, since, the COVID boom happened, haven't seen a track over, 110. Because
dude.
Kind of like
Bartles. Wow. Bartles is ready to say.
This series on full display right now.
Oh, are they 3 wide further back in the field? I believe they may have been 3 wide further back in the field. They were.
Oh, they're about to be again. Lipinski stuck up there on the outside.
Let's get it tight. Bruce has to back out there just to keep everyone alive here. As now Bruce is going to get the double draft here. Oh, contact between Montgomery and Lipinski. 9-on-9 violence here at Indianapolis.
Lipinski's going to get the spot, though. He's going to try to back down into turn 3. The 9 backed out of it. Probably felt bad about the little bit of contact he made there on the back straightaway. Everybody's going to get this.
Looks like they're all going to make it back alive. Oh, man.
21 of them attempted to build a huge run up there at the top. Before he tried to dive back under and lost momentum.
Yeah, it looks like that track temp is starting to drop a little bit. We're sitting about 132 now, so track temp is starting to drop. But don't be surprised if once we get back going green for the start of stage number 2, if that doesn't rise pretty quickly. Also, here's another thing that I kind of forgot to mention. This is, I believe, their 3rd or 4th Xfinity race this season that has been full length compared to the actual Xfinity series lengths. I mean, the first one I can remember was back at the Charlotte race. That was a 200-lap race in the Xfinity cars. It was the exact same length as the real race. So I feel like these Xfinity rounds are their endurance rounds, so to speak. They're their longest races and one of the toughest cars on the surface. So this really, challenges these guys, and it really, weeds out who's good in this car and who's not. I guess is a good way to do it.
We've got the hardest to drive car in the actively in the top 3 series at the moment. Yeah, one of the hardest to drive circuits in the series. And you got those crack temps dialed up to the point where you're basically melting the good years before you can come out on the track to pace.
Oh my goodness, Matthew Montgomery.
You're seeing who's got it and who doesn't tonight.
Right now it's that 6 of Jurassic who got it. I mean, he's got a 4-second lead over Rainwater, and statistically one of the most draft-dependent non-super speedways in NASCAR and on iRacing.
Yeah, and the good news for Jurassic too at the same time is these cars don't punch a big hole in the air. The draft is basically non-existent, it feels like, come down the straightaways compared to what we see with the truck, compared to what we see with the Cup car.
Yeah, that's why I'm kind of excited for, you know, the newer aero model that has been rumored to be coming for the Xfinity car, because from what I've heard from real drivers, the Xfinity car with its aero model is not as realistic as it is in real life. I mean, yeah, sure, I mean, these cars don't punch that big of a hole like you said, but I feel like you go to a super speedway or a track like this, as we're leaving down the back straightaway here, I feel like you go to a super speedway or another track like this, and the draft is a little bit more powerful in real life.
Yeah, so we got a little bit of side-by-side action going on right now. Between the 46 and 63 down here at turn 3. Pretty close. Sliding up. 46 is sliding up. Just about caught the door. 63. 63 is going to get by clean though.
Oh, Todd Lee's coming back on the inside here through turn 4. Oh, Todd Lee dead sideways. Where did he go? That's a speeding penalty. For sure a speeding penalty. Now I wonder, does Todd Lee request a black clear for that?
He's coming in for 4 right now.
He'll have to serve that penalty now. He won't be able to leave until that penalty has been served.
As you see the 46 machine in lead down here on the bottom. Looked a little loose coming in. Down on the bottom, get it pinched off. Got a lot of wheel in it to try and keep it down there.
Oh, he hits the paint there. That paint is what sent him straight.
Hang on, we're on the back straightaway.
Okay, I feel like he may have hit the concrete is what sent him up into Clapper. Because you see there, he misses the true apex, which is below the white line.
That's the problem. A little bit door contact, a little bit shot him down a little bit more than he expected to be. He's down.
Oh, he didn't.
It's a slow, easy slide, but that was absolutely speeding.
Oh yeah, for sure. He's already got the black flag, and he's serving that at the moment. But Jordan Jurassic is coming around to take a white flag here in stage 1, and we haven't shown him much here tonight because we haven't had to. I mean, it has been all Jordan Jurassic all night. I mean, I'm pretty sure he's led every lap to this point. Correct me if I'm wrong on that, but he has had absolutely no challenges. Now, white flag is out in the for the end of stage number 1. They're already battling for position for that second spot. Rainwater is starting to pull away from the likes of Bartles and Matt Garrett. Also, Matt Cherry holding on to this final part of the draft. But, I mean, unless Jurassic makes a mistake here, there is no challenge whatsoever for the stage win. Off of turn number 2. Nothing but clear track.
I just want to throw some credit to our camera operator. I know he's having to work his tail off right now to keep the camera up with Jurassic here at the lead. The joke didn't land too well, but either way, moving on.
Oh, man, there was an attempt. There was an attempt, but through turns 3 and now through the short shoot down into turn number 4. Domination in stage 1 is the name of the game for Jordan Jurassic. And he is going to pull himself another stage win here. Takes stage number 1 at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Rainwater is going to keep that second spot up to the line. Bartles will be your top 3 in stage 3. Or excuse me, stage 1. Cherry and Garrett round out the top 5 there. Wachinski 7th, Montgomery in 8th as caution does come out. Connors Cure caution number 1 on the night. And it is going to be for that stage number 1 ending. 25 laps in the books here, or well, 26 now, I guess, but 25 full laps in the books here at Indianapolis Motor Speedway, but nothing but domination. We're going to send it to a commercial break. As I said, 25 laps in the books here at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Stay right here. We'll take you through pit stops and what happened during those pit stops. And the green flag is stage number 2 on the other side.
A new storm is formed in season.
Gang violence. Back live here at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Still working our way coming down to pit road. So I guess I was right in saying that we'll walk you through pit stops because we're going to get to see them. We're back here. Apologies about that. Some technical difficulties going on here, but we are back. You saw pit stops in the bottom right there. Noah Rainwater jumps Jordan Jurassic for the lead here. Post pit stops. A bit of a shuffle further back as Carey jumps up at that third spot. Garrett falls back to fifth. Other than that, looks like not much has changed here in terms of running order, and still under yellow flag here for the end of stage number 1, and it looks like Jurassic gets to jump back in front of Rainwater here, so maybe Jurassic did not get jumped for the lead.
The only question right now, though, is how aggressive is everybody going to be when it comes to trying to deal with Rainwater moving forward? You know, you saw how aggressive he was blocking, holding people back. Is there going to be anything to do for that? Starting to get later in the season, everybody knows what they have. Everybody wants to move forward and see if they can contend with Jurassic.
I'll say this outright. With the pace that Jurassic showed in stage number 1, I don't feel like there's anyone who can challenge him at the moment. I mean, he, for lack of a better word, took the field to Gapplebees in stage number 1, and probably would have been a bigger gap if we didn't have the stage break. So I haven't seen anyone yet who's been able to challenge him. As we are 1 lap to green here in Indianapolis. Going to be Jordan Jurassic, Noah Rainwater, row number 1, Cherry and Bartles, row number 2, Lachinsky and Garrett, row number 3 here. Not really much of a change, I guess you could say, in terms of what we've seen throughout stage number 1, but this stage will be another 25-lap stage, taking us to lap 55 here. So I feel like this is going to be much more of the same that we saw in stage 1. Maybe a little bit of aggression out of the gates, but past that, I don't know how aggressive people are going to want to be, because the track's up to 135, and when these guys get back going, that's only going to rise.
We got 135-degree track temp too, and these guys will be going funneling side by side, return one into the chute. That could go to be a problem pretty quick.
I'm curious to see what tire wear was looking like. That's what I'm genuinely curious about. I just want to know what these guys are having to deal with. So if someone who is in the race, maybe give us a little of a insight, I guess, of what their tires were looking like. Maybe tell us what we're looking for, I guess, in what's a good handling race car and a not good handling race car. But we'll be coming back to another restart. Once again, Jordan Durasic, Noah Rainwater lead these guys back to the green flag. I feel like this is almost an exact carbon copy of what we had to start this race off, as it was Durasic on pole, Rainwater to his outside. But Durasic once again headed into TLC restart zone. And green flag back out in the air here at Indianapolis. Wheel spin not as bad as we saw on the initial start, but Durasic, no challenge whatsoever going down into turn number 1, and it looks like everyone's just trying to save here.
Yeah, Rainwater did really good on the initial start. Not so good here on the first restart of the night. You can tell he had a good deal more wheel spin than he was expecting there. Kind of slowed the track here to the inside from Cherry. Huge run now to 2. Is it gonna be
Matt Cherry to the inside of Noah Rainwater. This is for second spot here. Bartles thought about a move. Yeah, Cherry, that was not even close to a move there. Bartles thought about another move into turn 3. He's actually going to look to the inside at turn 4. I think Rainwater is just trying. Did Rainwater take? No, Rainwater took tires. I know he did. I saw him do it, but I wonder if he's just saving. He's blocking all the way down to the wall now. Bartles.
Go give him a shove coming across the bricks here.
Interesting move, blocking on lap 30. Can't say I've ever seen that before.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton. We'll see how it works for him.
Bold strategy is exactly right. I know Bartles does hit the wall. Bartles gets into the wall off of turn number 2. Isn't able to get the run on the 05 of Noah Rainwater, and now has to watch out for the 19 of Matt Garrett. Sheps is to the inside of Lachinsky right behind these guys, but for all intents and purposes, Durasic and Cherry are now running away with this thing. It's off of turn number 4. Bartles has another chance here. I don't know if he's going to have the draft to make the move. Things start to kick off further back. Chase Leahy and Matt Holmes side by side. Andrew Olazewski and Robert Walton are. Oh, man, almost a little bit of contact between Leahy and Olazewski there. Through turn 1.
Get the dive down to the bottom here. Go get him clear before they come out too.
Oh, Rainwater's running Bartles down to the grass. Bartles does get to his inside. This is for third spot here. It looks like Bartles is going to get that move done pretty easily. And that was aggressive.
I don't think Rainwater's going to try and hang out there on the outside coming into, turn 3 here after blocking all the way out of the grass. Normally we do that to somebody. The next move that car behind you is going to make is typically going to be your door.
Yeah, we'll see if Noah Rainwater gets the same treatment that he gave Kyle Bartles, if he's able to get back up to the 95 of Kyle Bartles.
I can assure it. I'm just wondering what's up with Rainwater right now. He's way off pace compared to what we saw with that first run.
I feel like he's saving his tires a little bit more aggressively here. I feel like everyone's saving their tires a little bit more aggressively here.
I don't know if Cherry got the memo.
Yeah, track temp has creeped up another degree, sitting at 136 now. But you're right, Matt Cherry does not look like he's saving, as he's within 4/10 of Durasic. But once again, draft is not very powerful here. It has never been known to be powerful, and or especially the Xfinity car. But I mean, I feel like he's pushing way too hard right now.
Well, we'll see how it works out for him here. And, you really start to see that plateau point within the next 5-6 laps. He's going to start coming back if he didn't save.
I feel like we'll start to see it sooner rather than later, especially, I mean, I hate to keep bringing it up, but with especially how hot the track is. I mean, you don't expect anyone to be able to push for very long and hold any sort of time, as he's already starting to lose time.
See the rest of the field just kind of single filed now. Everybody content to ride for the time being.
Here's the thing, they can't do anything but ride.
No, there ain't a thing you can do except for hope the guy in front of you misses the line.
Or makes any sort of a mistake coming off the corner or going into the corner. Cherry is starting to close. It's bit by bit, but maybe not. That gap did just creep back up above a half second. Keep an eye on this.
Just good match for each other on pace right now. Now that you got Rainwater at second place, get some more people moving up, see if anybody can fight with Jordan in the first spot.
I mean, Bartles is starting to slowly reel these two in as well. He's really been the only one that's been able to pull in these two with any sort of time throughout the majority of the real Cherry.
I really think Bartles has more to play with than we gave him credit for. Really figured he did at the start of this thing.
Yeah, we'll have to see how this plays out here, but we're still not even halfway through stage 2. And Cherry's already starting to fall off.
I think Jordan's up there just playing with him too at the same time.
Yeah, true. Jurassic's been known to play with his food out on track, so would not surprise me if he's just, casually pulling the pace off just a little bit to give these guys a little bit of hope before just stomping on it in stage 3.
Also, look at what we're seeing right now too with Jurassic. Coming into turn 3, you see Cherry close that gap, reel him in. Kind of reel him in a little bit through the chute. Coming out of turn 4. Looks like he throws a smoke bomb out the back of that thing. He's gone. He's really just prioritizing his exit.
Cherry did get a good run as Garrett looks to the inside of Rainwater for the 4th spot. Garrett makes the dive, and Rainwater has to go way up the track just to keep the car in one piece. And now Tristan Bruce is going to look to the inside.
Yeah. It's one thing to save tires, but also at the same time, I'm wondering, if he's saving right now, he's really just hurting himself. Because you come to a point where, tire saving to the delta, the gap that you have with the guys in front of you and the cars you have to pass is kind of insurmountable.
Well, I mean, I'm going to bring it up again with how hot the track is and how quickly these guys are wearing their tires out. It's almost you're damned if you do, damned if you don't. Because if you don't save, like Shepsis right there, wow, big time sideways for the 27. But if you don't save, you're going to be struggling at the end of the stage for grip, for handling, for sanity. But if you do save, you're giving up a lot of time. And while you may make some of that back up, who's to say that you don't make up the amount of time you lost saving in the first place?
Yeah, but also at the same time, too.
Oh! Garrett just slaps the wall. Smokes the wall.
These cars not as durable as the Cup cars. You got to wonder if that did any damage to the suspension or if that did any damage to the body. At the same time, though, we do know that heats the heck out of those tires on the right side when you hit it.
Oh, yeah. Have to watch Garrett to make sure he doesn't have any handling issues after that. As Rainwater does get to pull out a pretty decent gap here. Just for track temp update, we're officially 2 degrees away from the hottest I've ever seen. And it wasn't Atlanta, it was Charlotte. I remember now. It was Charlotte because they ran that race midday. And the air temp was like 90 degrees in sim.
It's always weird seeing that place in the daylight.
It is.
It just don't feel right. I mean, I know that's how it was for,
It does not. Ever.
40 or some odd years, but man, place looks better at night.
Oh, yeah. And we can all agree that the 600 was always a better race than the Bank of America 500 before they went to the World. You know, I'm curious how that hairpin change is going to work.
I'm just not sold on the oval. I haven't.
I
Since
love
we
the
announced it. I haven't been big on it.
I'm pretty sure like 75% of the NASCAR fan base, I feel like that's being a little bit generous, but it is what it is. I feel like 75% of the fan base was won over with the Roll Bowl after 2018, 2019, and 2020.
Yeah, but
Like
then,
those 3 races back to back to back. Oh my goodness.
it just feels like a special connection. Probably the road course is really not that fun to watch compared to what we had with the old car.
Yeah, I could see that. Because 2021 was still a decent race with the rain, but then you get into the next gen era, and that track is just nosedived.
Yeah.
But I mean, the Xfinity series always puts on a good show.
But like 600
Arguably the
every year since the next gen's come out, it's been one of the best races of the year.
Oh yeah, the 600 has been great. I feel like we're going to a point where we're going to have to go back to the Charlotte Oval. Because I could see why they went to so many road courses, because, I mean, the oval package for the Gen 6 just wasn't good. Now we're having the exact opposite issue where the mile-and-a-half package is the best it's ever been. The road course package is awful. So I feel like we're going back in the opposite direction as to what we were doing with the Gen 6.
But the mile-and-a-half stuff was good with Gen 6 until they kept making,
I'm going back to about 2019, 2018, when they first instituted the 550 package.
Oh, 550 was terrible.
Oh, yeah.
Like 2016,
If we go
they had it
before...
figured out. They had the downforce package
yeah.
and everything. The races were really good. Then 17, they lowered the downforce and got rid of the ride height restrictions. And lo and behold, people were running off to 8.5-second leads everywhere we went.
Yeah.
Take off the splitter.
Take it off. Give him 1 inch.
Just take it
That
all
could be
off.
taken so many different ways.
Rip the whole thing out.
No, that would be unsafe. Because I know these things don't produce a lot of downforce, but whatever they do is reduce the track.
Did it how many years without?
You do realize that while old school NASCAR didn't have a lot of downforce, they still had like a little rear wing, and that was about it. Go back to like, it was like post 1970. Pretty much every car that's ever been made had some sort of like little nub as a rear wing. I mean, I feel like some of the better races were with the higher downforce.
Go back to Valence. Make them hard to drive.
Oh, dude. You remember like the 2019-2020 plate package? Give me that on the next gen. Give me that on the next gen. I would. They won't ever do it because
I saw them hit 206, 207 in a turn 1 at Daytona.
Oh yeah.
I was like
I said, they'll never do it because
I was like, somebody's not going to be walking home. Then the 2020 500 happened, and I was like, yeah, that was how I said it would.
I mean, I feel like that would kind of work. You know, the high downforce, high horsepower with the next gen. I feel like that would work because these things, the next gens produce a lot more downforce than the Gen 6 did. So I feel like
recipe for disaster, personally. But yeah,
well, there's also the fact. I mean,
don't put more power into them.
Well, current day, they need to put more power in. That's the thing with the plate package. Because with the current power that they have, it's just fuel saving. That's all it is for the first, 75% of the race. So they need to go back up either on horsepower or go down on downforce, as Gregory Sheps is pulling it down pit road.
But we get ADD up here, don't
we? We do. We've been on a tangent for the better part of the last 15 minutes.
Let's start a podcast.
I was getting ready to say the same thing. What's up?
That's what everybody already says nowadays anyway, isn't it? Let's do it.
Yeah.
kind of like people care about what we have to say. And Garrett hard into the fence coming out turn 2 again. Oh, and the dive down to the bottom by Bruce.
Just a Bruce
back, trying to get side draft. He'll dive down here into 3.
Between the two. Beating and banging for turn 3 at Indianapolis. I feel like I haven't said that in a while. Oh, getting it right again. Oh, Garrett almost slaps the wall. Lachinsky to the inside now.
That is a big loss for Garrett. He's going to lose about 2 spots here.
And I almost thought Lachinsky would have had a run on... Oh, man. Lachinsky almost had a run on Tristan Bruce as well.
Lachinsky really good through turn
Oh.
here. Bruce going to get washed up on that outside line. No grip up there.
That's
Here he
Montgomery.
comes. Oh, my God. Miles jumped.
Matthew Montgomery loses that spot to the 19 of Garrett. We got ourselves some shuffling with 10 to go in stage 2.
Well, I'll tell you what, if you're Bruce, the last thing you want to see is the black GM Goodwrench machine behind you right now. It's the last
Press
thing
X
you
to
want to see.
intimidate. Press X to intimidate.
Yeah, exactly right. I wish we had that. I wish we had that, and I wish we could stick a finger out the window. This is...
Oh, and speaking of esports games, I don't know if any of y'all saw it, but there was a tweet that was sent out by a pretty reputable source saying that the International Olympic Committee has unanimously voted for Olympic esports games with a gigantic check from the Saudi government. I'll get into that here in a second as we got some things going on track here, but that is some very interesting things coming up here in terms of that stuff, and I'll tell you why here in a second, but we're going to watch this battle on track between Lachinsky and Garrett as Lachinsky gets loose, gets way up into the gray stuff, and wow!
Truex, about half a lap ago, clobbered the fence coming out too, got loose.
Oh, Lachinsky. Save it, brother. No, 55 was stage 2 according to the graph. Yeah.
Oh, big slide up there to the top.
Oh, Clapper is in the wall.
He got into the corner and he just didn't have grip at any point. No, we got more cars hitting the wall. I can hear it.
Oh, man. Once again, struggle bus for a lot of guys coming up to the end of the stage here. And what did I say? Cherry has fallen off in the worst way possible. He is now 3.6 seconds back, down in 3rd place. So those tires are DED dead.
Bartle's looking really good right now. Honestly wondering if he can get up there, you know, neck and neck with Jurassic. What can he do? These two are just about matching lap times right now. 57.34 for Jurassic and
4.6 for Bartles.
4.6 for Bartles. Not too far off in the ballpark. You know, he's probably not pushing that hard because he is so far back. He's trying to keep it under him to finish out the stage.
Got 48 laps into this thing. Stage 2 in at 55. Got about 6 laps towards the end of that. But real quick, I do want to go back to what I was saying earlier with the Olympic esports games. I'll tell you why that's interesting. iRacing is a likely game to be included in that. Because according to this tweet, likely game list includes League of Legends, Rocket League, Street Fighter, Tekken, iRacing, NBA 2K, FIFA, and mobile games. Not sure what those mobile games will be, but big news that iRacing is a likely target for this, so that'll be developing here in the next. Max Verstappen to the Olympics in 2028. Or no, it'd be what, 2030, right? Would be the next. No, 2028 would be the next Summer Olympics.
Jeez, I'm feeling older and older by the second.
I am too. I'm only 21.
It's gonna be a really cool
94.
opportunity for our Pro Series guys, though, when that comes around. 'Cause
Oh,
you know
yeah.
there's gonna be first ballot picks for.
Oh,
the
dude,
esports team.
I bet you they're gonna have a qualifying series, and that is going to be the sweatiest series iRacing has ever seen. I dare
it's
you.
gonna
I
be,
dare you to change my mind.
You remember Ignite back in the day?
Oh my God, dude, get me started.
There was so much controversy around that. I'm not getting into it. That was
Yeah.
that was a hoot. I was on Pinnacle at the time. We had a couple guys running in that, and just about every race somebody was getting in trouble for something.
Yeah, I remember when. This is actually a bit of a gripe of mine recently. Is Gran Turismo back on a Gran Turismo Sport? They had their own version of the Olympics back in, I believe it was 2018 for the 2018 Winter Games, and they had their own version of the Olympics on Gran Turismo Sport, where you could try to qualify into a series that only, I believe it was only 17 people made it into, and this was worldwide. This is a worldwide competition that they did. And I am very sad to admit I missed that by 0.6 of a second.
Oh, that's heartbreaking, man.
Granted,
Yeah,
I
what
missed
the-
it by like 1,000 positions, but still 0.6 of a second.
The competition levels on Gran Turismo has always been a lot of fun. I came from Gran Turismo 6 and Gran Turismo 5 on PS3.
Yeah, I
so-
came from my first ever racing game was Forza Motorsport 5. I'm gonna say
I
5 or
came
6. I
from
believe
the,
it may have been 6.
I came from the very rich and dramatic Gran Turismo Dirty NASCAR side of things, which also brought Ben Nelson from former Peak driver. Actually came from there. He and I were pretty solid friends. Everybody thought he was a hacker back then because he just beat everybody every race. Ben
Yeah, I
really
came
got
from
up.
Forza Motorsport 6 was my first ever racing game, and then I got into Project Cars 2. I actually held a world record at Daytona in the Ford GT for a while at Daytona on Project Cars 2. And then I moved into Gran Turismo, got into the F1 games around the same time, and next thing you know, 2020 rolls around, I hop on iRacing, and rest is history. And I'm somehow now trusted to broadcast races online. So
Yeah,
it's
now we're
fun.
talking about Gran Turismo. We're doing good. Stick
Yeah,
to the subject
ADD.
matter over here.
ADD strikes once again.
This ADHD moment brought to you by a 2.5-second or 2-second lead from Jordan Jurassic. And Bartles is he's not really shaking Bartles.
No, I mean, that gap has come up just a little bit.
It comes up and it goes right back down. No, we got one pitting right now. Either pitting or spinning, one of the two. I think it was
Tyler
Truex.
Truex. Yeah,
Yeah, Truex.
Truex is down pit road. Coming down pit road to get service before the end of the stage here.
He's going to try and flip this thing like they do on Sundays and Saturdays and get some track position out of the deal.
Yeah, he will lose a lap for this for sure. Because Jurassic's coming through turn 4 now.
Yeah,
Actually, no,
didn't
he's
quite-
coming through turn 3, sorry. Nope, I mean, oh, nope, he is coming through 4. Just came off of turn number 4 now. I feel like turn 2 and turn 4 look exactly the same for some reason.
They do. Truex is going to beat him out. He's coming to the access road here. It's going to be close. I can tell you that.
Oh, yeah. With the fresh tires, he is definitely going to
Yep.
beat Jurassic. Jurassic just came off
Into-
of turn number 1 now.
Into 2 now.
Ooh, it may be close down into turn 3.
It is.
Truex just hit the pit exit line. Here comes Jurassic off of 4.
He's going to get it.
Oh, yeah, he will. Back up to speed now.
And now he's got to make sure that he does not scorch these tires. Those 2 laps that you're going to put on the tires are going to be a really big detriment
Yeah.
in the longevity of this thing. If you're trying to make it work and not get dusted by everybody, so you really got to back it down.
Coming off
Oh,
of
no.
4. Jurassic.
Oh,
Oh,
Truex.
Truex got a penalty. Did he? No, he didn't.
What's he
Truex
coming
does
back
not
in
have
for?
a penalty. What?
Go back down pit road. I just has black flags cleared.
That hurts.
That is devastating.
That hurts.
Because he had one heck of a drive through the field, starting pretty much shotgun. Got himself up into the top 10, just on the outside of the top 5. And
He was shotgun on the field tonight, I believe. Because he started from pits.
mistakes that you can't make, unfortunately.
Got a little battle going on here further back. Matt Garrett loses another spot. No, he didn't. No, he didn't. That's Todd Lee coming through the field, but off of turn number 4, Jurassic is going to sweep the stages here at Indianapolis pretty convincingly as well. As Jordan Jurassic takes stage number 2 here at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Has had almost no challenge whatsoever here through 56 laps of this race. Kyle Bartles P2, Rainwater P3, Cherry in P4 as the caution does come out. That's going to be for the end of stage number 2. Tristan Bruce rounds out your top 5. Montgomery, Garrett, Walton, Lachinsky, and Burleson are your stage point scorers. But we are going to go ahead and send it to commercial here. Pay some bills. Eric Gridfish will stay right here. We'll walk you through pit stops and the start of stage 3 on the other side.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Back live here at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. A bit of a change up front. Gregory Shepsis is your leader now, but he did pit earlier on in this race, so he is not your leader at the moment. He is currently scored in 8th position. Is he a lap down? He's not. So he will be your leader, but I believe his last pit stop was on lap 44 compared to 56 or 57, I should say, for the rest of the field. So Gregory Shepsis is not your, well, he is your leader, but he is not your on-track leader, I guess is a good way to put it. But our poll has ended in the YouTube chat, and it is a tie between Jordan Durasic and somebody else. So, poor Noah Rainwater, always getting bullied. But I got a feeling a lot of people think that someone else is Kyle Barnes. Just a hunch. Sixth sense. Got a strong feeling.
What you talking about?
I don't know. I never know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, we knew that already. This is breaking news on Grid Vision. You heard it here.
You heard it here first, folks. Get the news bulletin out. Where's the bulletin music when we need it?
We couldn't afford it this month.
Get the ABC. That's ESPN.
It's same difference.
Not even close.
I don't know, man. I ain't watched the news since like 2008 when they told me that we were all gonna die, and we didn't. So I was like, yeah, I'm just not watching that ever again.
I stopped watching it in 2012 when they said the world was gonna end.
Yeah.
I stopped paying attention to the news at all in 2020 as well. I'll tell you.
Either way, speaking of news,
Coming back to a restart.
we're going green here. Got a guy on the outside, gold tires. We saw how bad the wheel spin was earlier. Let's see what it does for Shepsis up here now.
We're coming towards the TLC restart zone. Gonna be Gregory Shepsis with control. Not that bad on the wheel spin for the 20. Oh, as I say that, as he gets into the second phase of the restart, definitely slowing up the field here. Tristan Bruce looking to the inside, but Shepsis is going to stay to the outside of the 6 of Durasic for about 0.2 seconds.
All right, here's Shepsis now. What you want to do is you want to come it down into the bottom and try to, hold these guys behind you at bay. Try to keep running at the same time. Don't want to lose too many spots here because it's going to be so hard to get it back later on in this run.
I got bad news for you.
He did not. He was not able to do that.
Nope. And he is losing more time, hand over fist. Almost gave the bumper to Montgomery there.
Huge damage to the right rear quarter pound of the 9. That's going to hurt him, man. Ooh. That's a lot less side force to be leaning on here.
We're going to have to keep an eye on the 9 of Matthew Montgomery. If we can, but yeah. Matt Cherry saying that right rear is jacked up a little bit. That's a little bit more than jacked up, sir.
Yeah, it's rough. That is a very critical corner on this car to have damaged.
Yeah, that is where you get all of your downforce pretty much is off of that right rear. So I wish you luck, Matthew Montgomery. I do not want to be in your shoes right now.
He already said that he's going to owe somebody a Christmas card for that one, so.
Ooh.
Oh, and a dive for the lead.
Tristan Bruce.
He's going to get it.
Oh, and here comes Kyle Bartels to the inside now of the 6 of Jordan Durasic.
And now Bruce, that's the one that you can fend. But man, Bartels, you two have been matched on speed this entire time. Bartels going to get second place. That's going to be a hard one to get back.
Oh, for sure. And now, how long does Kyle Bartels wait to get past Tristan Bruce? Answer is not long as he's looking to the inside. Doesn't have the move, though, in turn 1.
Doesn't have the momentum, but he's, he got what he wanted.
Oh, he's got it in turn 2, though.
He's surprised the 21. The 21 now thinks that he's got to go on defense. It's going to make him mess up his line coming out of turn 2. 21 way high coming out of turn 2.
Now here comes the side draft games. Who side drafts harder? And it looks like it's going to be Tristan Bruce right now. Goes down to get a pretty aggressive one on Kyle Bartels, but down into the corner. Bartles should clear the 21 unless the 21 stays on the outside like he is doing now. But he does have to give up the position to the 95.
And Bartles, your leader, knocked out third place behind Chris and Bruce.
And that is going to be 2 very hard passes to make.
And Montgomery holding on pretty well so far with all that damage on the right rear. You got one car driving to pit road, back in the back.
Gregory Shepsis.
I guess I'm going to say that strategy did not work out.
No. Bartles is starting to pull out just a little bit here. Here's the thing. I believe they are going to have to make a pit stop. We can check on that real quick.
Oh, they are.
Ooh, yeah, they are for sure. It is going to be probably somewhere between 30 and 35 would be my guess for a full tank. Because these guys do have a full tank of fuel this week, so do you remember kind of what they were getting in B Open? Sheldon?
It's going to be somewhere around that 40 mark, I can tell you that. They're going to have
Yeah,
to
that'll
bid.
be tight because these guys did pit on lap 57, so they're 3 laps short. So we'll have to see who's fuel saving is now side by side for second spot. Jurassic and Bruce side by side for position.
Sheps is rejoining the track here. Jurassic down to the inside of Bruce. He's going to get him cleared coming into turn 3. But Bruce is going to be all over the bumper.
Bruce
With
backs
Sheps
off and just
in between.
Bruce backed off and just gave the position to the 6 at Jurassic. Maybe wants to sit in his draft and try to save some tires here.
And look at the difference in tires right now. See Sheps is out here on 4 Frenchies right now. He's reeling in the leader.
And that's only after 7 laps.
Yeah.
Oh, we have tied it. We've tied the record for highest track temp we've seen on iRacing. Sitting at 139 right now. I have not seen it crack the 140 mark ever in my time on iRacing. I don't think you've ever seen it crack 140.
I have.
You have? Where?
Iowa be open 2018.
That's fair. What did it hit?
What
did it hit? Do you?
If I remember correctly. It was when they would give us like
Wow.
randomized like weather for races. So one race would be cold, one race would be hot. It was crazy. Oh, big slide. Now Sheps is trying to get his lap back right now behind the leader.
Oh, we've cracked 140. It just hit 140. Do we hit 142?
Based on what I'm seeing right now, I think so. Sheps is lining up the corner here. Trying to get down to the bottom of your race leader. Bartles is going to hold back strong, though.
Yeah, Shepsis is really starting to burn his tires off.
And if you're Bartles, you're just annoyed by this entire ordeal at this point.
Yeah, just let him go. Just exactly what Bartles is going to do here. Don't mind me. I may or may not be going to Twitter to post a screenshot of that track team.
Oh, well, there you go. I'm sure your 3 followers are going to love that.
Oh, yeah, my 2.5 followers, actually. Get it right.
Hey, moving on up in the world.
Yeah. Though I am getting ready to have a lot more once college football season starts, as I will be a reporter for Texas Tech football.
Hey, man, you got this. Can I get your autograph?
I'm totally not scared. Yeah, before I get rich and famous, sure. I got you.
Yeah, all right, yeah. Come on over, sign my baby. Jurassic really closing in the gap to Bartles now, down to 5/10. Just a handful of car links.
I mean, it's that one's. What am I trying to say here? It's going to come down to that one saying. It's one thing to catch him. Ooh, car in the wall off of turn 4. Justin Clapper, I believe.
He clapped it all right.
Shut up.
Don't you love me for my puns?
No.
Everybody's studying out single file now, trying to make the most of what they got. Montgomery's falling back to 6 with that damage on the right rear quarter. It is just pushed in so bad. See him fighting it coming out of the corners here.
Yeah, he is on the struggle bus right now. For sure.
First stage, second spot the entire run. Down to 5th right now, 3 seconds back from the leader. Oh,
man, Montgomery.
Just about lost it.
That is a very interesting car to drive, I shall say.
Yeah, at this point, there's nothing that can happen aside from somebody wrecks, you get a caution, you get to fix it. Otherwise, that thing is just going to stay terrible all the way to the finish of this event. And,
Well, with the way this race is gone, I wouldn't expect another caution.
no.
It is very typical of Indianapolis races to go green all the way throughout.
Somebody should tell that to people in official. Because I've yet to see that.
Yeah, you're right. This is why I don't race official NASCAR.
This guy's so rough.
I'm pretty sure I haven't touched a NASCAR official race in... I'm thinking here, hold on. It'll give me like 20 minutes for my brain to catch up.
All right, well, while he's thinking, I just want to sit here and talk about how much talent these guys have shown. Because this place is so hot and difficult to get around, and we haven't seen any real incidents all night. See, Truex worked his way back up to 9th place after that, issue with pit road earlier. Got a mirror full of the 63 machine. Clapper.
Six months. 6 months.
I'm proud of you. That took way longer than it should have.
I may or may not have been posting something on Reddit while thinking, so.
Yeah, I'm really glad you. Man, no wonder you miss all these calls. This Clapper dives down to the bottom of Truex here. I'm gonna go find that post on Reddit because I know it's gonna be the dang track top.
How did you know?
I'm saying mean thanks to you after this thing.
You're gonna downvote me. Oh no, not my downvote.
Absolutely downvoting. Reporting.
My karma.
I can care about the car. Oh, Truex really loose through 3.
I mean, at this point, pretty much everyone is struggling. Oh, Truex again. He's going to pull it down pit road. Oh, Montgomery. I believe either... Did he get a speeding penalty?
Let's see. I mean, that was planned stop.
Oh, he hit the inside wall, though.
Yeah. Well, he wanted the left front to match the right rear, I guess.
Jeez.
Hate to see it, especially with a car that pretty, though. A nice looking paint scheme.
Pretty much single file all the way throughout the field here. Once again.
That lead of Bartles down from about a second down to 3/10 now.
Like I said, it's one thing to catch him, it's a whole other thing to pass him. So, Bartles may be able to, rephrase that, Jurassic may be able to catch him. It's just going to be a whole other ball game if he can even get past Bartles here.
Well, you see exactly how wide Bartles can make that car.
He's going to have to make it about 6 lanes wide.
Huge mistaken one. Jurassic is here now. He's going to be able to recover up to 2. It looks like he is. He's going to bring that back out to another 10th of a second. Jurassic's still going to inch back into it.
Here's the thing. That draft, we've been saying it all night, it's not that powerful.
But if you couple that
Jurassic,
little bit of draft with a good run out of one of these corners down to the straightaway.
not from this far back. Not from this far back. Any other car, I would say, yeah, move's coming for sure, but...
And here it comes. But he's going to get there. He's going to stall out once he gets to the bumper.
Yep. Dirty air bubble for you. Something we talk about all the time when these guys are racing the Xfinity cars. That dirty air bubble. When you get to within about a 1/10 of a second, between 2.5 tenths and a 1/10 of a second, that dirty air bubble is horrendous with these cars.
You absolutely need a rocket of a run to get it done. Got him down under 2/10 now, though. Getting closer, and he's been all run. With the pit stop coming, I wonder if the difference maker's going to be the pit stop.
It is definitely going to be the pit stop. It's just going to be a matter of who blinks first here. Everyone stays out. Cherry and Rainwater are down pit road.
Ooh, Cherry.
Ooh, that's a speeding penalty. Maybe not.
No, it didn't look like he gained anything on the guy behind him.
Those guys are...
I'd be ducking it in now, trying to get that undercut.
Yeah, undercut. Jurassic to the inside.
To the inside.
How hard does Bartles fight this? He's not even going to fight it. Would not be surprised to see Bartles come down pit road right here.
Oh, big slide out of Jurassic. Coming out 3.
This is the first time he's had clean air in about 20 laps. Who's to say he's not used to the clean air at the moment?
Oh, Bartles not pitting, man. I would have come in.
I would have as well.
You don't want to be on the same sequence. You don't want to have, you want to give yourself every opportunity you can to cook a bigger gap to the second place guy. If you undercut.
Here's the thing, if you undercut with the track this hot, there's no telling how much faster Jurassic's going to be. Because if you try to undercut here, then your tire's going to be a lot more worn when you do start battling again compared to Jurassic. So I would want to stay out as long as I could if I'm Kyle Bartles right now.
Into the fence.
Todd Lee looks to the inside here. Todd Lee is a lap down. Ooh. So that was not. Yeah, now is when you would want to
passing him the next lap.
Ah, man, I don't know. I don't know if I like either of these calls staying out this long.
No, I don't. You're also getting undercut like crazy by the rest of the field.
Yeah. And yes, I know that the tires are going to wear out really fast for the rest of the field, but that also brings into fact how much time you're going to lose from that undercut. So while undercutting by a lap or two could be beneficial, it's just a matter of how long do you want to stay out compared to these guys that just undercut you? Because Noah Rainwater and Matt Cherry have been your two biggest rivals all day if you're these two guys. So it's just a matter of how much time are you willing to lose for the strategy. Because who's to say they aren't fuel saving? Who's to say they're not fuel saving? Because they were only going to be, what was it? I think like 4 laps short. Well, that would have been impossible then. So maybe they are waiting till 80 here. Still nobody biting for pit road.
I just be wanting to get as much of an advantage as you possibly can. Right now, you're just kind of hurting yourself.
Interesting, Bruce. He's in a really good spot here. He's in prime position to eat up the scraps if any of these two make a mistake. Working lap 78 here. Out of 100, it has been a long race for these guys. Only the 2 cautions, so this has definitely been an endurance aspect as here comes Justin Clapper down pit road.
Mind you, too, we've got 2 seconds of fall off at this point in the run per lap.
Oh, here comes Bartles. Bartles down pit road.
Smart move. That's gonna be the determining factor right there.
And now we wait. When does Jurassic make his move? More importantly, when does Tristan Bruce make his move as well? Because he's still in this battle.
Yeah. 2 seconds of fall off per lap, and the plateau point is 13 laps. From what I'm looking at right now on the lap time sheet.
So if you're Jurassic, I would go to 85 and just push it as hard as I could for 15 laps.
Yeah, something like that.
So it's just a matter of how much time are you going to lose with 2 seconds of fall off. You're coming up on 1 lap, so as soon as we finish this lap, you'll have already lost 2 seconds to Kyle Bartles. And I know that's slowly, going to fall off as Bartles is going to be falling off as well off these fresh tires, but who's to say you're not going to be 7 or 8 seconds behind by the time you come down pit road in 5 laps?
Bartles is exiting pit road right now. He's got a good gap between him and a couple of lappers. Well, a couple guys he's racing position out at this point, but
I don't like the call from Jurassic.
Good outlap here.
I don't like this call from Jurassic. I don't like staying out this long.
No.
If I'm up on the pit box, I'm pulling you down this time by. Just trying to salvage whatever gap you can.
Got lap cars on him too. Just forcing him to run harder.
If I'm Jurassic or his crew chief, I don't think he's got a crew chief, but if I'm Jurassic, I'm pulling down now. Yeah. So that's 2 laps since Bartles has pit.
Yeah, so put 4 seconds on the board right there.
Nah, just 2 because Bartles would have just finished his out lap.
Got a huge loss of time right there too with Burleson driving down to the bottom.
So right now, Jurassic is making his bed. And now he's going to have to deal with another lap car in Andrew Olszewski. I would pull it down right here. Man, now he's going to lose even more time from Olszewski having to pass him. Here he comes.
Here he goes. Bringing it in.
Yep. So now we watch and click on to Kyle Bartles. What kind of time does he make up on Jordan Jurassic here? 43 seconds was the gap at the line. It's going to be tight because you're losing anywhere between 40 and 47 seconds on pit road. That's your delta for pit road here at Indianapolis. So, yeah, Bartles hasn't even made, or excuse me, Jurassic hasn't even made it to the timing tower yet, and Bartles is going into turn 4 now. So now he just start the 13-second timer. That's how much time he's going to lose from here. And Bartles just came off of turn number 4. Just got the rights on, now going to the lefts. Bartles passing start finish. Oh, this isn't even going to be close. Not even close.
Also got all those guys too that undercut it as well. You know, you got Truex, you got Cherry, Rainwater, Garrett, a handful of others.
Wow. We were thinking 7 or 8. This is probably going to be 10 or 11 between Jurassic and Bartles.
That's a gap that's going to be so hard to make up, especially running around cars and slow tires. You're going to have to pass guys who are going to be fighting you. It's not going to be easy.
So Bartles is going into 3 now. Jurassic is halfway down the back straightaway, so about 9 seconds is the gap, give or take.
But at the same time, Bartles has a lot of cars that he has to reel into.
Yeah, corner Kerner has yet to pit. Truex, we're hearing, could make it to the end, but he's got Matt Cherry right behind him. That is for position, but I don't think Truex is pit yet. Oh, he pit 10 laps ago. Just kidding. So right now,
is theoretically the battle for the lead based on how big
Yeah.
a gap it is for Bartels, because I mean he's not
If
really
we-
closing.
if we can get that turn 1 camera view off of turn number 4, I'll show you how close Bartels is to these guys, because it is not a very big gap at all. It is maybe 4 seconds as Truex is struggling.
I'm dumb. I was reading it wrong.
Unless you admit it, the first step to retribution is admitting it.
It's okay. I'm having a blind moment.
You always have those. Look at that. There's Kyle Bartels right there.
Yep, right
That
there.
is your gap for the lead right there. And off of
And
turn
that's
number
the,
4, there comes Jordan Durasig. It's Tyler Truex and Matt Cherry are side by side. This is technically for the lead right now.
Doing his thing now. Oh,
So-
Truex is about to lose it coming out of 2.
Oh my goodness. So Joshua Kerner is your leader right now, but he has not made his pit stop. If you're just now tuning back in,
Oh,
So-
Rainwater dives to the bottom of Truex under 3. Can't quite get the pass done. Tuck back in the line.
he thought about it. Here comes Rainwater to the inside of Tyler Truex.
And Bartels is there.
Yeah, he's
He's
already
getting
here.
out.
This is, oh my goodness. Holy cow.
You know Bartels was looking over the right front fender the entire time he was in forward there, and a good thing that he was, because he just about got swallowed in pit road.
I think Bartels may need to change a fire suit here at the
Yeah.
end of this thing. Before
Shades of
post
Tony
interviews.
Stewart.
Reminds me of that old NR 2003 clip. Nothing reminds me of good old Mexican tap.
Love it.
Oh, that was a mistake.
Bartels diving down to the inside of Rainwater now, coming into turn 3. How aggressive is Rainwater going to be? Not at all.
Not even a challenge from Rainwater there. And now Bartels already to the back bumper of the 45 of Matt Garrett. Yeah, off of 4, this isn't even going to be a challenge. This man has time to eat a sandwich and take a nap before he even
Tuna
has to
sandwich?
challenge for position right now.
I'll just be quiet for the
So
rest of the
Bartels-
podcast now.
Please, thank you. So Bartels is, in theory, your leader right now. Joshua Kerner has not pit yet. We're expecting Kerner to have to come down pit road anywhere within the next 4 or 5 laps. So right now, you just watched your pass for the overall lead. Once pit stops do cycle out here, Kerner is the only one to have not pit yet.
Kerner also doing a really good job at holding on to that advantage too on way old stuff compared to the rest of these guys right now.
Oh
Should
my
definitely-
God, Tyler Truex in the back.
He should definitely give himself a pat on the back for that, because nobody's been on tires that old this entire race.
Hey, he's coming up on, he just passed 30-lap old tires right now. Actually, let me fact check myself real quick. When was his last pit stop? Yeah, 57 would have been his last pit stop, so he's on his 30th lap on these tires. So this is tied for the oldest tires we've seen to this point.
Impressive how well he's holding on. But the advantage has dropped down to just over 3 seconds.
I feel like he's waiting for Bartels to catch him before he comes down pit road.
Oh yeah, you want to sit out here and lead every lap, hope for a caution, maybe, you know, put yourself in a better track position situation, because if caution does come out, everybody's going to pit. But at the same time, if it doesn't come out, you know, kind of pull the hand grenade on yourself. But you're not going to win races if you don't go out there and do what the leader's not doing. If you don't have the pace to get it done, and you can't get up there through the field, your best bet is to go off sequence. It might bite you in the back later on, but Hey, at least Truex still sliding.
Truex is struggling right now.
He's had to overcome a lot of adversity to get into the position that he's in right now, though, at the same time.
That is true.
So you have the 2 lap quarter tires from taking the last second pit in the last stage. Had the incident with the penalty. Had to take the wave around, drive through the field.
I think he's also hoping for a caution at this point.
No, hoping, he's praying.
I mean, Kerner is also praying for a caution as well. Because if either of these two can get a caution right here,
Lead going right now. Bartle's all over the back end of Kerner.
Kerner said he was just going to give up the lead. He wasn't even going to fight. Oh, Matt Garrett just smacked the wall off of turn number 2.
Here we go. Bartles, the inside, clear. He's got the spot. Bartles, now your race leader officially. With a 4-second gap to his closest competition. And the other guy in the freshest tires out here, Jurassic, 7th place.
So this just turned into Bartle's race to lose.
110%. 10 laps to go, 4-second lead.
It's going to take an act of God for him to not win this race. Because Jurassic's in 7th. Even though he's got 2-lap fresher tires, no shot he makes up 6 spots in 10 laps. With how hard it's been to pass tonight.
6 spots, all the gap too. It's not going to be easy.
No way.
And Kerner, I think he's going to stay out here trying to run it dry. At this point,
I like the call, but I mean, he's getting ready to lose at least 10 spots.
I'm wondering if he was just really aggressive, possibly on fuel saving too, though.
There's
I don't know
chance,
how he would make it work, but if he does, man, hats off to him.
Yeah, I mean, things are starting to get interesting, I will say. I mean, our battle for, what is this, 3rd, starting to pick up. And then just pretty much a hornet's nest behind them.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're just going to keep our eye on this battle from pretty much 2nd on back.
And 16 is holding on pretty dang stout right now. Rainwater going to dive down to this bottom here. This is for 2nd. No, 3 wide pass. Going to shift
Thought
him back
about 3 wide.
to 5th. He's still losing spots. He got off the line there. Oh, just about wiped it out. 27, I think it was.
They were 3 wide for a moment. Gregory Shepsis and Matt Garrett. 3 wide with Joshua Kerner.
Kerner's just trying to say everything he can at this point.
He's just trying to keep this car straight right now.
Really courteous of him to not try and race these guys, not put yourself in a bad position, not put them in a bad spot.
And Matt Garrett is on the struggle bus right now. I think that's Matt Garrett, is that? Yeah, that is Matt. Oh, man, contact.
Oh,
Is that a swipe?
I can't tell. Maybe need to roll that one back a second.
Can't tell if that was a swipe or if they actually made contact.
They touched. Oh, here we go. Oh, man, that looked like it was going to be a lot worse from here. Jurassic back up to P2 here.
Yeah. Jurassic does get up into that 2nd spot, but it's 3.3 seconds at 7 laps. That is... Bartles is running 56 8s to Jurassic's 56 7s. There's no way.
No,
unless Jurassic somehow just starts pulling low 56s out somehow. I just don't see a way, if you're Jordan Durasic, that you win this race. P2 is still really good, though. But it's just a matter of, are you able to make the gap up? As Bartles just ran a 57.0. Durasic just ran a 56.4. 6/10 that lap. 6/10 that lap. It's looking more and more doable if you're Jordan Durasic here. If you're Kyle Bartles, I'm starting to sweat a little bit.
Sorry about it, guys. Appears I had a little technical difficulty there.
Oh, you're good. Durasic is starting to pull in a little bit. He was 6/10 of a second faster that last lap than Bartles.
Well, catching him too is going to be one thing. Passing him's going to be another.
I stated earlier.
We've seen how aggressive Bartles can be.
Ooh,
And,
car on the wall. Tristan Bruce.
If he's going to get there to him, he's going to get there to him on, you know, around the last lap. And I just don't think he's going to be able to get a move set up to do it.
Bartles just ran a 56.05, or 57.05, excuse me. Another 56.4 for Durasic. That's another 6/10.
Also, we got a heavy cloud cover rolling in over the speedway right now. Now, I bet that track temp is dropping quick.
131 now.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to keep going down if that cloud stays where it's at.
Just going to be keeping an eye on the lap times here. Does Bartles have the tire to get it done? 5 to go here at Indianapolis. Gap is 2.1 seconds. Bartles last lap, 57.1. Durasic's last lap, a 56.6. 5/10 that time. The gap is, in times, is starting to come down. Durasic is catching, though.
It's going to be a nail biter here for sure.
Yeah.
I'd like to see on board of Jurassic right now. See if we
Let's
can't
see how hard
that.
he's pushing.
See him inch that thing in there and
Oh, Durasic is loose. Loose. He actually lost time there because he got loose in turn 3. And now he's going to have to deal with Joshua Kerner, who is on fresh tires. Down into turn number 1. Bartles, 57.0. Durasic, 56.5. 5/10 that lap. Gap is at a 1.5 seconds and closing quickly. 1.2 now, 1.1.
Kerner's being really respectful right now, keeping it off of him, trying to get a good run down the straightaway, not mess him up in the corner.
Gap's at a 1 second even now. 4 to go.
6C machine is being really classy right now.
Yeah, very classy move for Joshua Kerner here, just staying out of this battle.
Oh, it's under a second now.
Coming to 3 to go at Indianapolis. Does Durasic get there in time? There is Bartles. Right behind him, Kyle Bartles. Or excuse me, Jordan Durasic. Jeez. Breaking the draft now. Durasic, 56.4. Bartles, 57.3. 7/10 now.
And Bartles is really fighting that thing now. That 2-lap disadvantage on tires
It's
is not
really
working
starting
out.
to hurt him. Off of turn number 2. Does he break the draft again? No. Down into turn 3. He's in the dirty air now, so the gap is really starting to stagnate here. That and the fact that Jordan Durasic is wheeling that thing right now.
Yeah, it's going to be really difficult for him to get by Bartles. Bartles has been so strong all day. Able to match
Breaking the
lap times
draft
with him.
again. Breaking the draft again. Bartles coming to the line. 57-0 to a 56-4. 2 to go now at Indianapolis.
It's going to be close. Oh, man. Bartles did not get a good turn one.
Oh, he got loose. Jurassic got up to the back bumper. Oh, he's loose again to the inside. Jordan Jurassic to the inside for the lead. He's going to side draft. This move is done, folks. Not a chance for Bartles to get to the inside of Jurassic. He's going to stay on the rear bumper, though. Put a little dirty air on the back end of the 6. Maybe get him a little bit loose off of turn number 4. He's looking not going to have the tire, though.
There ain't nothing he's going to be able to get done here. Jurassic to the lead, coming to the white flag here at Indy. Breaking the draft, snaking down the front straightaway.
White flag in the air here, presented by RL Productions. And on the last lap, Jurassic looks like he's going to get it back from Bartles. That 2-lap undercut is what sealed Kyle Bartles' fate. From 8 seconds back at the pit stop to leading this race by about a half a second, Jordan Jurassic has done what we thought wouldn't be possible and has pulled this race back in his favor. Down into turn 3, no challenge at all from Kyle Bartles. Nothing can be done here at Indianapolis. Through turn 4. Still nothing from Kyle Bartles. He's pushing that thing for everything it's worth. But off of turn number 4, Jurassic is going to dominate the yard of bricks here. He is going to win here at Indianapolis and the global home for racing. Jurassic gets it done. Wow. I did not think he'd be able to do that.
Bartles with a congratulatory shunt to the 6 machine. A lot of respect shown between these two all race long. A lot of good battles and scraps throughout it. Really good to see. And a green flag race from start to finish.
Minus the 2 stage breaks, flag to flag.
Yep. I never count those.
Yeah, fair enough.
It's awesome. And a great fight by Bartles to try and find a different sequence. And if things could have gone just a little bit different for him, that, would have been his race to win.
Here's a fun fact. That race finished over an hour quicker than the real Xfinity race did.
Well, yeah, the real Xfinity race, they wrecked 10 times before he finished the first stage?
Yeah, it was like almost a 3-hour race. This race finished in an hour and 41 minutes.
Heck yeah. Good work, guys. Tyler Truex coming up to give a little congratulations.
How about that? Getting congratulations from someone who's known for driving this car.
Yeah. A lot of respect in this field. A lot of really talented drivers. And really showcased today by the fact that they got around 140-degree Indianapolis Speedway, slick as it can possibly get, without wadding them up or causing incidents.
That is crazy to me.
It's a great league.
Now,
I'd love to see this thing thrive moving forward.
For sure. And then this RL Productions winning moment. Jurassic burns it down after dominating Indianapolis. Domination is the name of the game for Jordan Jurassic. We get to talk to him here next on Grid Vision. Stay right here after this commercial break.
Racing isn't easy.
And we welcome you back to the Yard of Bricks here for post-race coverage from Indianapolis. Jordan Durasic dominates here, as we'll get you some race results coming up, but it was Jordan Durasic dominating for us here tonight at Indianapolis. I believe he led north of 70 laps here tonight. I'll get that confirmed. It does not tell me how many laps he led, unfortunately, but he led 66 laps here tonight, so he absolutely fourth position. We're still working on getting some race results here. Here we go. As I said, Bartles in second, Rainwater third, Matt Cherry in that fourth spot. Tristan Bruce rounds out your top five. Matt Garrett in sixth. Tyler Truex brings it home in the seventh spot. Andrew Olszewski eighth. Matthew Montgomery in ninth. Robert Walton 10th. And the rest of your field is as follows. Anthony Burleson in 11th. Clapper 12th. Tomlinson 13th. Joshua Kerner in 14th. Jerry Shepshus in 15th. Stephen Lachinsky in 16th. Todd Lee 17th. Brandon Schumann in 18th. Matt Holmes 19th. And Damian Neeson rounds out in 21st position here tonight. Chase Leahy in that 20th spot. And we'll round out your field here tonight as we'll get straight into our post-race interviews. We'll get to speak with your third place finisher in Noah Rainwater. How you doing today, Noah?
Good, exhausted.
I figured as much. You only had the two cautions being the stage cautions. I figured we'd have some tired drivers here tonight, but you ended up bringing it home third. And I did want to ask you there in, I believe it was stage 2. Did you have any issues, or were you just trying to save a little bit of tire there at the beginning of that run?
I was just trying to save the right rear off. People were just getting off the corner from the center off really well, and I was just kind of waiting a little bit longer than that, so I just let them by.
Fair enough. And I did want to ask this: what were your tires looking like throughout that race?
On average, they were like 60. I was the lowest, 60 right front, and a 64 right rear is my lowest. That last run, I had a 62 right front and a 66 right rear.
Okay, well,
and they were like 260 degrees.
Well, that track temp did hit 140 degrees at one point, so yeah, that tire temp does not surprise me at the slightest. But it was a pretty good race from you. You ended up P3, and are you looking to carry this momentum into Atlanta next week?
Yeah, I'm excited for Atlanta. I love that track.
And I'm not sure if it's going to be Hotlanta or the Super Speedway. I'm hoping for Hotlanta because that always puts on a show, but we'll have to see. But before we let you go, who do you got to thank? Who gets it done for you?
Shout out Extreme Graphics for this car. It's had some really good luck. Bag Tour and Luke's Playhouse, and Luke's actually in the hospital right now. I hope he's watching. But everybody in the car and the family watching.
Well, congratulations on that P3 here tonight, Noah, and hopefully we get to see you next week.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
That was Noah Rainwater, your third place finisher, and now standing alongside with Sheldon Adkins is your second place finisher, Kyle Bartles.
Yeah, Kyle, one heck of a run you had there at the end. Shame you couldn't get done, but how much fun was it going out there on the hot, slick Indy and battling with Durasic the way you did?
Man, this Toyota Supra was bad fast, but wasn't as fast as him. Had to do a different strategy than what he did. Just I knew I had to pit before him. Just get some Goodyear grip tires on my car, and I just couldn't hold off. He had a longer run car, and I just couldn't hold off there. And I knew when I made that mistake going to 1, with coming to 3 to go, I said out loud, GG's Jordan, just because I knew it was over with. It's hard to block here. You block, you're gonna dump yourself. So had a fast car, but the fastest car tonight won the race.
Yeah, no, you did really good. Honestly, we did not see any way possible for Durasic to make up that 4 seconds in 10 laps. Obviously, that tire fall off really bit you in the foot there at the end. I mean, I imagine that slide and turn one's gonna be playing through your head quite a few times through the next couple of days until we go to Atlanta next week, right?
Oh yeah, for sure. I always have a half day for work on Thursdays, and I always watch the broadcast over again, just to learn from my mistakes, and for sure that'll be tomorrow what I'll be doing. But yeah, no, the track temp at the end of that race was almost 140 degrees. That's just really hot, and if you have the better grip more wear tires, you're gonna win that race for sure at the end. So I knew he was gonna catch me. I thought it was gonna be about the final lap maybe, but since that mistake in the one, I knew it was over with.
Well, man, you did an awesome job tonight. Anybody you want to thank for this performance?
Not really, just you guys for broadcasting. Can't do this without a broadcast. Learning from my mistakes. Other than last week, I've won 4 in a row or 3 in a row, and then I got second. So I feel like I'm doing pretty good. Not in the playoffs, just shoot for the best of the rest, guys. So just roll on for the next week.
Man, you're doing pretty great. You have yourself a good night, all right?
Yep, thanks, guys.
Next week at Atlanta.
Thank you.
That's Kyle Bartles, your second place finisher. Now we get to speak with the man who pulled it back from about 8 seconds there at that final pit stop and somehow won this thing. Jordan Durasic, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing great. How y'all guys doing?
Just fine after that hot race. That's probably one of the, I think that is the hottest track temp I think I've ever seen. That track temp clipped 140 degrees right in the middle of stage 3 there. And I already know the answer to this question, but I'm gonna ask it anyway. Did that affect your race at all? Like, were you doing anything different just to not absolutely shred the tires after 2 laps?
No, I felt like we were just running the same run how we do every other run, not really push, maybe go about like 85%, and that's how we were for all the run. I don't think we've ever pushed it 100% besides maybe like a couple laps early in that last run once we pitted later than everybody else. But yeah, we haven't really had like that race. Like out of all the 4 wins we've had this season, we hadn't had like that dominating race, and I felt like we've had the dominating points and everything else, but to finally have that dominant race and to show everyone that the true threat that we are to the championship, it really shows that how fast of a team that we have.
Yeah, you ended up leading 66 on the night, and no one was really even close. The next closest was Kyle Bartles at 23. So domination was the name of the game here. And looking ahead to next week at Atlanta with the trucks, I'm not too sure if it's going to be Hotlanta or the Super Speedway, but how are you feeling for that one?
Oh, I'm feeling great. We advanced to the next round with this win, so all the pressure is off. So all we could just go do is just go profit with playoff points and stage wins. All we got to do. So there's no stress for the next 2 weeks, and I'm just proud of our Twitch Stretched 23 Fortnite car today, and hoping we can get another win next week.
Well, fair enough. Before we let you go, who gets it done for you?
I just got to thank all the guys at the JCR Engine Shop. I think we got our 12th pole this season by over 3/10, and it's been a while since we've had an interview. It felt like a couple months. We've had our first round we had a lot of bad luck, finishing every single race outside the top 10 for like the last 4 races. And we haven't really seen that kind of slump all season. We've been really running in the top 5, and to be able to come out of that with a win, it just shows how grateful we are to just be patient. It's going to come. And also want to thank all my JCR, my teammates, Clashman for spotting me, and Matt Montgomery. He was encouraging me those last 10 laps to keep pushing, be patient, and we end up catching Bartles, and it was a fun little battle there.
Well, congratulations there on the win. I didn't think you were going to pull it out there at the end. Me and Sheldon were both pretty much riding Kyle Bartles in for the win, but like I said, you pulled it in, about 7 or 8 seconds there at the end. So congratulations on that, and just showing that the race ain't over until it's over, and you proved that here tonight. Congratulations, man.
Sure, thank you.
That's Jordan Durasic, your race winner here tonight from Indianapolis. That's going to do it for us here tonight on Grid Vision for the Thunderclap iRacing Series. Before we get going here, any final thoughts from you, Sheldon?
Yeah, it's always wonderful when you sit here and watch a 250-mile race and nobody makes a mistake from start to finish. Really, really good show these guys put on tonight here in the Thunderclap Series, as you'd expect from them. It's it's fun to sit up here with you and watch this stuff, man.
Yeah, it always gets fun, especially at a track like Indianapolis. But as I said, that's going to do it for us here tonight from Grid Vision. If you want to get your league broadcasted or start your career in commentating, go ahead and contact us on Facebook, X, or email us at info@gridvision.live. Special thanks to Andrew Cardinal IV of Whiplash Sim Camps for providing the great cameras you see on tonight's broadcast and every broadcast on the Grid Vision channel. But like I said, that is going to do it for us here tonight. Congratulations to Jordan Durasic from winning from the Yard of Bricks here at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. And for myself, Sheldon Adkins, and Taylor Burris up in the production truck, we'll see you next time on the grid.